Hi, in my previous video we discussed about toxins in the human body. We classified it into 4 different kinds, and some audience feel confused about the term. And so today I'm going to take a few minutes to just give a specific discussion on these toxins, particularly in some of the terms, so make sure you not get confused. As I mentioned in my previous video, there are 4 different kinds of toxins. The environmental toxin, and this is the obvious toxin we see, all the chemicals and exactly smoking, and include the microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, and fungi, and anything come from environment, we call the environment toxins. And then we have endogenous toxins, and this is toxin in the normal situation. It is safe, it's not toxin, but if we consume too much, and also if our digestive system is not strong enough, and such material may become toxin. And the third class is autogenous toxin. This is the toxin produced by the human cells. It's nothing to do with something from outside. And then we have something we cannot see. For example, this is called electromagnetic frequency and radiation. And the biggest confusion is the endogenous toxin. And here, the biggest confusion is this term is from bacteria. And for example, in the bacteria, they have exotoxin and endotoxin. Actually, this name endotoxins is derived from endogenous toxin. So here just slight difference. So the endotoxin, of course, is in our presentation we classify it as environmental toxin because these toxins come from bacteria, and bacteria infect us and generate this endogenous toxin. We call it endotoxin. So here just have a comparison between exotoxin and the endotoxin. And this is bacteria cells. The exotoxin is generated from bacteria, and then excreted to the outside. And so the exotoxin can have actions by the toxin alone. The endotoxin actually is part of cell walls, and is not. So the endotoxin can only be released after the cell is dead. So, and exotoxin is a protein, so that's why it can have function and by the protein alone. So endotoxin is a lipopolysaccharide. It's a complex, and also contains protein. So polysaccharide complex with protein, and this is a complex. So generally speaking, the exotoxin is highly toxic, and however endotoxin generally is have moderate toxic. And both toxins can cause diseases, such as the tetanus is called tetanus toxin, and the endotoxin can also cause some very serious disease, such as sepsis. So here just give you a clarification that exotoxin and endotoxin should be classified as under the environmental toxin, and because this toxin from environment and bacteria which get into the human body, then the toxin was released. Another big confuse is, as mentioned, is an endogenous toxin and autogenous toxin. So the endogenous toxin, it is the toxin generated inside the body, but original materials like food is from outside. So if we have poor digestion and then we have over-consumed, so the food cannot be completely digested, so it will stay in the digestive system. That's why can produce some toxic material and cause some disease, such as cause food poison. And for the autogenous toxin, actually toxin created by the normal human cells, we know that all the cells will die sooner or later and will be regenerated by the fresh cells. For example, the red blood cells just have lifespans about 120 days. So these cells need to be cleared by the natural metabolic process. So in the normal situation, because we human body have the detox system, so the waste will be removed from your body. And if this system is working, it can cause many diseases, include cancer, because cancer is actually the cell's uncontrolled growth. So just because the autogenous clear system is not strong enough to clear the dead cells or cancer cells. I hope this is make you clear the difference between endogenous and autogenous toxin, and both is generated inside the body. But the endogenous toxin, which is the original materials from outside the body, such as food. But the autogenous toxin is generated from normal human cells. And as mentioned, we want to put some time to understand different kinds of toxins in the human body. In the future presentation, we meet a lot of different kind of toxins. So this is good for us to understand different kinds of toxins, which is good for us to understand. And so we understand toxin, then we have measures to how to detox these toxins. Like environment toxin, the best approach will be to try to prevent contact such toxin. And actually, most of us, and these two toxins can be very important: endogenous toxins and autogenous toxins. And that's two toxins we need to understand well in order for us to have detox ourselves. And especially this autogenous toxin. And so people may be confused that so I don't ingest any toxin from outside. Why I have toxin in my body? Why I need detox? The reason is that in the normal situation, our bodies continuously generate toxins. This is called autogenous toxin. And if you don't know this, and it may be difficult for you to understand your approach to detox yourself. And this causes a lot of serious disease, include cancer and also a number of degenerative diseases. Yeah, that's why in the beginning I would like to make sure every people understand the toxin we have. So in the future, then we possible use different approaches to deal with different toxins. And so this is my channel, and so I would dedicate this channel to exclusively to how to detox our body and make sure that our body is toxin free. And this is the talk for today. So if you like our channel, please subscribe. And also, if you have any questions and comments, feel free to just write down your comments or questions. I will going to address it within 24 hours. Thank you, and see you in my next video.